Have you finished the tests?
Yes. It's kidney malfunction, as Dr. Peterson suspected. Not that it was very difficult to diagnose, considering how advanced her condition is.
Then it really is serious.
Yes. I haven't let on to Mrs. Smith just how serious, but she'll have to be hospitalized for further tests. The problem is that the kidneys aren't self-rejuvenating like the liver, for example. If deterioration is as advanced as it seems, the kidneys will never recover.
And she could die?
No. But if it's as bad as I suspect, we may have to consider a kidney transplant.
I had no idea she was so seriously ill.
A transplant would be the last resort, of course. For one thing, the waiting list for donors is very long. And as you probably know, the donor and the recipient have to be matched beforehand, or the body will reject the foreign tissue. It could be a very long time before a suitable kidney becomes available.
Even so, don't you think Smith ought to be told?
Oh, yes, I do. Although I think she already suspects that I'm holding something back from her.
Well, she's no fool.
There's no point in us alarming her unnecessarily, so I'd like everyone to be as reassuring as possible.
Well, I'm sure she'll be able to cope once she's had a chance to come to terms with it.
I hope so. It's still going to be very traumatic for her.
Ah, can I get you a cup of coffee?
Thank you. I can get my own.
I'd hate us to be on bad terms, Colleen. We've always got on well in the past.
Pity you didn't think about that before you criticized me to Mrs. Davidson. No, there's no point in denying it. It's quite obvious from the way she carpeted me that she had a very biased report.
You ordered me to report what happened in the dining room, and I did so as fairly and as honestly as I could. I didn't approve of your attitude towards the women, and I felt I had to say so.
In my opinion, you stabbed me in the back. Not only to Mrs. Davidson, but in front of the women.
What do you mean?
I had that situation well under control until you came in.
I was only trying to help you.
I am the chief prison officer now. When I consider I need your help, I'll ask for it.
You pull rank on me, Colleen. My position is only an acting one, after all.
No. I've earned this position, and I'll keep it. And as your superior, I expect your support, not these continued attempts to make me look inadequate. Come in. Now, Bryant, what was it you wanted to see me about?
Well, it's about the Braille machine. I was wondering, is Bea gonna still go on learning it?
I'm afraid Smith won't be well enough to do anything for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind having a go.
Oh?
It's just I've been thinking, you see. I'm gonna be stuck in here for a long time, and I thought it was about time I did something useful.
Well, it's a pity you weren't more eager to learn when we had Mr. Andrews here.
I attended the classes.
I don't recall you showing very much interest.
I'm interested now. Come on, Mrs. Davidson, give me a go.
Believe me, Bryant, I really am very sorry, but I'm afraid it's impossible.
But why? The machine's just sitting there.
Not for long, it seems. The department is having the machine transferred to Barnhurst. When I told them about Smith...
And what about the rest of us?
I know, but once the department makes up its mind, there's very little I can do.
I should have known. There's no point in trying to do anything worthwhile in this dump.
Well, that's hardly fair.
I don't even know why I bothered asking.
Oh, I was told Mrs. Powell was taking her coffee break now, too.
Well, she was here a few minutes ago.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I missed her. I wanted to talk to both of you together.
Believe you wanted to see me, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, I wanted to let you know the department is calling in applications for Chief Senior Prison Officer.
Oh, right.
I assume you both will apply.
Well, yes, naturally I'll be applying.
And what about you, Mrs. Morris?
Yes, me too.
Good. Well, I wish you both the best of luck.
So, this is why you've been trying to undermine me. You want my position?
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, wouldn't you? Well, you're quick enough to say you would.
I think I can do the job and do it well. Now, why shouldn't I apply?
They wouldn't even give us a go. God, you can find plenty of screws around here to boss you about, but you can't get one to help you if you want to do something decent.
Yeah, I don't know why you bothered in the first place. I mean, you should know by now that the screws wouldn't do anything to help us.
You can say that again. No wonder we all end up there.
Andrews.
Yes?
Cavelli. Bryant.
Oh, what do you know, eh?
Bryant.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, and there's one for you too, Burns.
Oh, for me, thanks.
Dobbs.
Yeah.
Stokes. Jones.
Oh, hey, it's about my drawing.
Ah, did you win something?
Well, no money or nothing, but I got an honourable mention. Is that good?
That's terrific.
Oh, they said they're going to frame it for me and they'll send it back to me in a couple of days.
See, I said you had talent.
Yeah, good on you, love.
Oh, terrific.
Thanks. Hey, Jude, something up?
No. It's from Laura, you know. She's getting engaged.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? You don't look too happy about it. Don't you think he's the right guy or something?
Oh, no, he sounds really nice, you know, very respectable.
What's wrong then?
Well, she hasn't told him about me yet. She wants me to advise her, Dor. And what the hell am I going to say to her? Tell her to disown me?
Oh, come on, Lizzie, where are you?
Something wrong, Mrs. Morris?
Oh, I was just a bit worried about Lizzie, that's all. She's been staying at my place for a couple of days and I didn't think she'd be going out.
Why has she been staying at your place? Is she sick?
Oh, no, it's not that. No, she's fine. It's just that... Oh, well, I suppose you'll hear about it sooner or later. Sid's house is burnt down.
Oh, my God. How did that happen?
Well, we're not sure as yet.
Poor Lizzie. She always gets the short end, doesn't she? Just when everything was looking so good for her.
Yes, it was bad luck.
Oh, it'll be an awful shock to her. She loved that house.
Yes. Well, I must get back to work.
There's something I want to talk to you about, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, what is it?
I have been the senior chief prison officer for some time now.
Yes.
Well, suddenly I find the job's up for grabs.
What are you suggesting?
I feel I've earned this position, Mrs. Davidson. I think it should have been made permanent without you inviting others to apply for it.
You know how the department works. A position has to be advertised so that anyone who wishes may apply for it. Besides, you knew from the beginning your promotion was only a temporary one.
Meg Morris is almost sure to get it, isn't she?
Well, she certainly has the qualifications. But just who the department will choose, I have no idea.
And I suppose a lot will depend on how well you think I've done the job.
That is an obvious factor. There are many aspects that will have to be weighed by the board before they make their final decision, so you will just have to wait until then.
I tried to cheer up, but I don't think I got very far.
No, I don't suppose you did. I mean, Bee's not to hang around do nothing type.
Yeah, well, I think she's frightened that the doctor is keeping something from her.
Well, is he, do you know? Or is it just her imagination?
I don't know, but she doesn't look too good and she's very depressed.
So Judy Bryant's a bit that way, too. Mind you, this place does nothing to raise your spirits.
I know what you mean. It's beginning to get to me, too.
Look, why don't you come down to the pub with me after work? We'll have a few drinks and a few laughs.
I'd love to.
Oh, I don't have to go back to the laundry just yet, do I?
Doreen, we're not here to chase you back to work.
You reading your letter again?
Yeah. Couldn't believe it. It's the first time I've passed in anything.
I told her she had talent.
Congratulations, Doreen.
Yeah, thanks, Mrs. Morris.
I didn't ever get to see you drawing.
No, neither did I. Not that particular one.
What was the subject?
Subject?
What was the drawing about?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it was a secret, really. I didn't want anyone else to see it, you know, until it came back in framed.
Where are you going to hang it?
Dunno. In here, I suppose.
Oh, no, I mean, you want people to be able to see it. Now, why don't I ask Mrs. Davidson if she'd give her permission for it to be hung in the rec room?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I'd like that.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Mrs. Davidson said. In the meantime, she's given her permission for you to go and visit Bee.
Great. When?
You can go now if you want to.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
I'll take her.
Thank you.
Well, you'll level with me, won't you, Mrs. Davidson? The doctor must have told you something.
Yes, he did have a talk with me.
Well, then what's wrong with me? Please, I've got to know.
Dr. Kennedy will be in later, and he will explain your condition to you then. But I assure you there's no need to get upset. Everything is going to be all right.
Well, if it's so simple, why didn't he just tell me the truth straight off? I reckon he knows something and he's not letting on.
Well, it's no good getting yourself worked up about it. Just rest and try to relax.
Easier said than done.
Yes, I know. Well, perhaps we can dip into the recreation fund and hire a portable TV for you.
I don't want a TV. I just want to see my mates.
I know, but it's not possible at the moment. But we can arrange for them to visit you.
Hi, Bea.
Oh, Doreen. For God's sake, sit down and talk to me, will you?
You all right?
Mrs. Morris will come back for you later, Doreen.
How you feeling, Bea?
Bea doesn't look at all well, does she?
No.
Is it serious?
Yes, I'm afraid it is, but I don't want to say too much about it at the moment because Smith doesn't know the details herself.
Well, I gather she suspects.
Yes, she does. I think Dr. Kennedy will have to be fairly frank with her. You can let Burns stay with her for about a quarter of an hour or so. It's a pity we can't arrange for Lizzie to visit her. Smith would really enjoy that.
Well, I could possibly arrange that. You see, I've got Lizzie staying with me at the moment.
What?
Yes, I know, but I couldn't turn her away, and she's no trouble. Actually, I feel rather sorry for the poor old thing.
Is she all right?
Well, yes, she's under the circumstances, although she keeps making allegations about somebody victimising her.
Oh, dear, do you think there's any truth in it?
No, I don't think so. I think she's just getting a little fanciful in her old age.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I tried to ring her a while ago, but she wasn't answering.
Well, do you think there's any need for concern?
No, I don't think so. She probably just dozed off. I'll try again later.
Perhaps you could bring Lizzie in with you tomorrow to visit Smith. I hope Burns is managing to cheer her up.
And they said I had a fine, clean line and that the drawing was real expressive and lifelike. Matter of fact, they sent me a letter. I could bring it round for you to read next time if you like.
Oh, no thanks, Doreen. I think I know enough about it now.
Yeah, sorry. I suppose I have been carrying on a bit, haven't I?
Oh, that's all right.
Should I tell the nurse?
Tell her what?
That you're feeling crook.
They know I'm feeling crook. That's why I'm in here.
Oh. Maybe you'd rather I went, Bea. I mean, I have been here for a while.
Oh, no, don't look. I'm sorry I'm so down.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, I'm in here to cheer you up after all, not the other way round.
Well, go on.
What?
Cheer me up.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I thought telling you about my drawing would cheer you up, but doesn't seem to have done much good, does it?
Yeah, of course it did, love. I'm really glad for you.
I didn't tell you about Judy, did I? She got a letter from her girl.
Oh, Laurie. How is she?
She's getting engaged, but she doesn't know whether to tell the fiancé.
Time to go, Doreen.
Oh, Mrs. Morris, I haven't been here very long.
20 minutes to be exact.
Oh, God, I did go on about the drawing, didn't I?
You could say that.
Well, you should have told me to shut up.
Oh, I didn't mind. Beat staring at this ceiling.
Can I stay a bit longer, Mrs. Morris?
No, I'm sorry, Doreen. Besides, Bea's looking very tired.
Well, I'll see you later, Bea, as soon as they let me. You'll be all right.
No, don't you worry. They can't keep me down.
No, that's right. Not Queen Bee, eh?
Did I leave a file in here somewhere? Oh, there it is. Catching up on some letter writing.
Yes, right. My sister in Queensland. Oh, a letter for months.
Well, I'll leave you in peace then.
Where's Miss Clark?
Oh, she phoned in sick, so Mrs. Hill's taking her place. She's gone to the loo.
Oh, I see. Would you get me some hospital requisition forms? Smith's doctor may need one.
Of course. How is Bea?
Yeah, well, I suppose she's coming along all right.
Here are the forms.
Bryant is not supposed to be alone in reception. Now, I'm sure you've been told that more than once before.
Hi, what about the forms? What do you know? The lady's got a secret.
Mrs. Smith, how are you feeling this afternoon?
Let's forget the bedside manner, okay? I don't want the run around any longer. I want to know exactly what's wrong with me.
I've told you that you have a kidney malfunction.
Well, that doesn't tell me a lot, does it? How bad is it? And what can be done to fix it?
Mrs. Smith, I can assure you that you're in good hands, even if I do say so myself. So why not leave the worrying to me?
Oh, cut the crap. If you're not going to tell me, then find me a quack who will.
All right, I'll try to explain.
Good. You can start by telling me, in plain terms, what is wrong with me.
Acute kidney disorder.
Oh. As long as it's cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So tell it. But I want to know the lot. And I do mean the whole lot.
Lizzie's still not there.
No. Is anything wrong?
No. I just feel a bit crook, that's all.
It's not your pacemaker, is it?
No. I'm just a bit off. Can I go and lie down for a while?
Yes, of course. Do you want to see the sister? All right, then, off you go.
Thanks.
Where was Brown going?
Oh, she's gone to lie down. She's not feeling well.
Who gave her permission to leave?
I did.
You had no right to do that without checking with me first. Oh, come on. The discipline round
Look,
here is
I
getting
don't think
slack
there's anything I could do at the moment that would meet with your approval. So there's not much point in my trying, is there?
I thought you'd be forced to be fairly frank with her. How did she take it?
Not well, although she tried not to show it. I didn't want to bring up the matter of the transplant just yet, but unfortunately I had to. She still doesn't know how long it'll take to find a suitable donor.
Well, at least it will give her time to get used to the thought. How soon do you want her to start on the dialysis treatment?
I've arranged it for tomorrow morning. She'll probably need treatment twice a week. It'd be much simpler if we admitted her to the Wentworth General Hospital.
Oh, I'm afraid that's quite out of the question. 2 of our inmates ran amok there some time ago, and since then the hospital has refused to take any prisoners unless accompanied by several guards.
And you can't spare the guards to be there full time?
No, absolutely not. It will be awkward enough arranging for one to accompany her on a visit.
She must have that, Mrs. Davidson, or else she'll die.
Yes, I realize that. And I shall arrange for an officer to accompany her on each occasion. But anything more than that is quite out of the question.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I was feeling a bit crook. How come they let you out of the laundry?
Oh, just had a visitor.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Lucky me, all right.
I'm sorry, Dora. I didn't realize you were upset.
Oh, it's okay, Jude. It's just that it was Kevin's solicitor. And he gave me the decree nisi papers. That means that the divorce is really all over.
It's rotten, love.
Yeah. If I hadn't have been in here, I might have been able to do something about it.
Well, I know what you mean by that. This place is certainly good at killing love.
Yeah. Well, you've still got Laurie.
I've made a few decisions about that. This place has ruined my life. I'm not going to let it ruin hers.
How do you mean?
I'm going to write to her. I'm going to write to her and tell her that she shouldn't tell her fiancé anything about me.
But that means she couldn't even come and see you.
Yeah, I know that. It's just I think it's best if I get out of her life altogether, you know. I'm going to promise her I won't contact her or write to her in any way, and that way he doesn't even have to know I'm in jail.
But you were so happy when she found you, Jude.
I love her. It's the only way, Dora.
Come in.
You want to see me, Mrs. Davidson?
Yes, there's a prisoner coming in shortly. I'd like you to process her.
Yes, of course.
I think it could be rather a shock for you. The prisoner is Lizzie Birdsworth.
Lizzie!
Hello, Jude.
Hey, you haven't been arrested, have you?
No, these silly buggers reckon I burned down Sid's house.
You feeling better now, Bryant?
Yes.
Right, back to work. I was afraid this might happen.
I didn't do nothing. They're all up the pole this time.
Right, give me this and I'll sign it and give you a receipt. I had hoped I would never see you in this place again, Lizzie.
Don't worry. Won't be here long. I'm only on remand. Once it goes to court, they'll find out I'm innocent.
Right, stand on the white line.
Oh, Mrs. M, we don't have to go through all that nonsense.
Please do as you're told, Lizzie. It'll make it easier for both of us. Right, is your name Elizabeth Josephine Birdsworth?
Well, if it isn't, I don't know what is.
Just answer yes or no, please, Lizzie.
Yeah.
You have been charged with arson and will be held on remand until your case comes to trial. Do you understand that?
Of course I understand, but I didn't do it. As I'm only on remand, can I keep my own clothes?
Yes, you can. But you just have to take a shower and be searched.
Can I go back to my old cell with me mates, B and Dor?
Yes, you'll be in your old cell, but not with Smith and Burns.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sharing with Dor now.
You'll be in with 2 new women.
Oh, God, you've only got to be away a couple of weeks and everything's changed. Do I know them?
No, I don't think you do. They're fairly new.
Oh, well, I don't want to be stuck in a cell with a lot of strangers.
And you just have to accept things as they are, Lizzie. Now, will you go and have a shower? Mrs. Davidson wants to see you straight away.
At least I thought I'd be back with me old mates, not stuck in with people I don't even know.
Same old Lizzie.
I am very disappointed in you. I thought this time you had a good chance for rehabilitation.
It's all a mistake, Mrs. Davidson. The cops, well, they're barking up the wrong tree this time.
You're denying you started the fire?
Of course I am. It was somebody trying to scare me out of the house. Knocking on windows, rattling doors. Just because they couldn't scare me, they decided to set fire to it. Me inside, most likely.
That is a very serious accusation. Have you any evidence of it?
No. I tried to tell everybody I was frightened. I told Mrs. Morris now, didn't I?
Lizzie did tell me someone was trying to frighten her, but I must admit I thought it was her imagination.
Well, if there is anything in what you say, I hope the police have evidence of it before your trial.
Yeah. I hope they catch him.
Well, in the meantime, I want you to behave yourself whilst you're in here. If you get into any trouble, it certainly won't help you at your trial.
I don't mean to get into any trouble, Mrs. Davidson. I'm going to behave myself and keep myself to myself, apart from my mates. By the way, Mrs. Davidson, why have B and Dor been moved?
Well, Burns has been put in with Bryant because that is what she wanted. And Smith is in the hospital here.
In hospital? What's the matter with B?
Oh, she's not very well at the moment.
Oh, can I see her?
Yes. You may find her rather depressed at the moment, so try to be as cheerful as possible.
I'll soon get her smiling. And you needn't worry about me, Mrs. Davidson. I'm going to behave myself. I want to make sure that I get off after my trial.
I wouldn't be too confident of that if I were you, Lizzie. I believe the police have a very reliable witness.
Oh, here, let me move that for you. They'll be coming to get it soon anyway.
Lizzie gets more difficult as time goes by.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shock to see her like that, isn't it?
Yes, well, let's just hope they find her innocent.
Well, she seemed pretty definite about it.
Well, you never can tell with Lizzie, can you?
Let's hope she settles in soon.
Settles in? You should have seen the way she acted when she met Kate and Sandy. You would have thought she owned the place. And then she met Doreen. It was just like old home week. Anyway, she's with B now, so I'm going home. Good night.
Night. Nearly time for me to knock off, too.
Bea.
Oh, Lizzie.
How you feeling, love?
Come on, let you in, Lizzie.
I'm back in again, Bea.
What?
Just on remand. They have to let me out after me trial.
Oh, you silly old thing. What have you done this time?
It's a case of false arrest. I'll probably sue him or something.
I thought you had enough nous to stay out of here.
What's wrong with you, Bea? What do they say it is?
Oh, it's my kidneys. They're not working right.
Well, what are they doing about it?
You're gonna hook me up to some damn machine.
Will you be all right then?
No. For a few days. Then it's back to the machine again.
Oh, I hope you're back on your feet soon. Did you know that somebody was trying to muscle in as top dog?
Sandy. She is top dog now, Lizzie.
Oh, not for long. Not when you get fighting fit again.
I don't know that that's ever going to happen. Sandy's okay. Go along with her, Lizzie. She'll look after you.
I don't need anyone to look after me. Oh, especially any Johnny-come-lately. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be stuck in a cell with two of them.
No, Lizzie. Look, if you had any brains at all, you'd take things the way they are and learn to live with them.
Well, I won't be here that long anyway.
I'll see you.
2 pair. Ace is high.
3 10s are 30.
Hell, I won't have any fags left soon.
Oh, well, they're bad for you.
Hello.
Hi, what's up?
What do you mean?
Well, you look like the cat that got the canary.
And this is one little cat that's going to make the canaries sing.
What is it?
It's a little letter that's going to put one of the screws right in our pockets.
Give us the story.
I was in reception this morning. Pal came in. Put that letter in the mailbag. She was very secretive. I thought it might be worth having a look. It's to the newspaper, so I thought I might read it. It was interesting.
What's it say?
Listen to this. I feel that the public should be made aware of the situation here at Wentworth Detention Centre.
She's really sticking her neck out.
is.
Administration here is lax to the point of negligence. Discipline is lacking among the staff, and officers of lesser rank are often insubordinate to their superiors.
Now, I wonder who she could mean by that.
Mrs. Morris, I say.
The liberal attitude that is endorsed by the administration, combined with an acute staff shortage, opens up potential for escape that presents a danger to the whole community.
Yeah, that'd refer to Doreen escaping from the attendance centre.
Security measures are inadequate even for the protection of the prisoners themselves. One prisoner recently committed suicide.
She's really digging up the dirt.
Yeah, but what do you reckon she wants to do?
I reckon she's doing a bit of stirring. But she's not going to take the credit for it.
Did she sign it?
She sure did. Except that she insists that her name be withheld from publication.
Great work, Jude. You're on lightweight laundry duty for the rest of the week.
Oh, you're all heart.
This little letter is going to cause Officer Powell a lot of grief.
You don't mean blackmail, Miss Edwards?
What else, Miss Bryant?
Oh. Seems strange, some bell telling you when you have to get up.
Getting used to the free life, were you, Lizzie?
I think it's awful they put somebody as old as you in prison.
Who are you calling old? Besides, I won't be here long this time.
You still reckon you'll get off, do you?
Of course I will. I'm innocent, aren't I?
Yeah, sure, just like the rest of us.
Doesn't seem right, you using Bea's bed.
Well, you said you wanted your bed back, didn't you?
Bea'll have everything back the way it was, as soon as she gets over being crook.
Yeah, I'm just keeping a bed warm for her.
Morning, ladies.
Good morning.
You all right, Lizzie?
Of course I am. Just taking me time, that's all. I'm on remand, remember? I don't have to do nothing if I don't want to.
That's right.
Besides, I haven't slept a bloody wink all night.
That's funny. You snored all night.
Breaking out, eh?
Jude.
Where are they taking her?
To the hospital for treatment.
Treatment? What sort of treatment?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bride. I can't give you any information about that.
Well, she looks terrible.
I certainly can't deny that.
Well, what's the matter with her?
As I said, I can't give you any information.
What the hell is wrong with Bea?
If you want me to discuss this with you, Bryant, I suggest you calm down a little.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Davidson. It's just that she looks bloody awful.
Yes, well, I'm afraid she has a kidney disease.
What? Well, is she going to be all right?
She's been taken to the hospital to be put on a dialysis machine. This will take the poisons from her blood, but only for a short time.
Do you mean she's going to have to keep going back there for treatment?
Yes, that's right. But if she doesn't have the treatment, she will die. The only other alternative is a kidney transplant. I'm only telling you this, Brian, because I know you are a close friend of Smith's.
My God, I had no idea, you know. I mean, I thought she was sick. I thought it was just an infection. Do you mean she's going to be dependent on this machine?
I assure you that everything possible is being done for her at the moment. Whilst she is having the dialysis treatment, there is no immediate danger.
Thanks for telling me, Mrs. Davidson. I'm sorry I came on so strong.
I understand.
Nearly missed lunch.
I'm not hungry. And looking at that muck, I'm still not. I sat here because I wanted to be on my pattern alone.
Don't be like that, Lizzie. You've all got to stick together in here, all good mates.
I don't make mates that easy.
Fair enough. But you've got to start somewhere. How are you off the fags?
I've only got 2 left and I'm keeping those.
I'm not trying to bot any. I thought you might like a couple of packets.
Struth. You must have them laid on if you can give them away like that.
Let's just say I can get hold of them when I need them.
Yeah.
In fact, there isn't much I can't swing when I put my mind to it. And I reckon you know a few tricks too.
Too bloody right I do.
We make a good team then. Give the screws a real run around.
Oh, I can't afford to do anything wrong before I go to court.
Reckon you'll get off, do you?
Of course I will. They can't keep me in here for bloody ever if I haven't done anything.
Why don't you come and work with us in the laundry?
I'm on remand. I don't have to work if I don't want to.
It must get a bit bloody boring hanging around here.
Well, I don't see why I should have to work for this lot if I don't want to.
Fair enough.
Thanks for the bags.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Some things never bloody change.
Why? Where were you? You missed lunch.
I wasn't hungry.
Been talking to Lizzie, huh?
I just had a few things on my mind, that's all.
That letter from your daughter.
How do you know about that?
Doreen mentioned it.
Well, Doreen should keep her mouth shut.
She just said you were a bit upset.
Yeah, well, that's not the only reason I'm upset. I'm worried about Bea. I saw her when they were taking her out to the hospital. She looked like she was dying.
Do you know what's wrong with her?
Yeah, her kidneys have packed up.
They must be taking her for her dialysis treatment.
That's right, and they said she'd be on that treatment for the rest of her life.
Yeah, she would.
Well, Mrs. Davidson said the only other thing they could do for her was a kidney transplant.
Well, there's a very long waiting list, and I'm afraid Bea, being a prisoner, will probably go to the end of it. I hope you know I charge the common fee for any consultation.
Yeah, send me a bill. Listen, is that true what Jude said about Bea?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I suspected Bea had kidney trouble from the beginning, but, well, it's just a pity it wasn't picked up sooner.
Well, what about the business about a transplant?
As I said, finding a suitable donor could take a long time.
Isn't there some way of speeding it up?
Well, only if a member of Bea's family or a friend donates a kidney which is compatible. It's a bit of a long shot, though.
Well, I suppose a long shot's better than nothing.
From what Doreen said, I don't think Bea has any family.
No. But she's got mates, hasn't she? I've got them right here.
Thought you two had gone over the top.
No, we're doing that next week. Come on, ladies, let's get into it.
Well, this is a nice change to see you all working.
Can't stop them, Mrs. Morris. They won't even stop for a smoker.
Peterson, you've got visitors. They're waiting for you in the garden.
Oh? Who is it, Mrs. Morris?
Your mother and your little boy. Oh, by the way, has anyone seen Lizzie?
Oh, she's hanging around somewhere playing Lady Muck. She doesn't have to work, so she doesn't intend to.
I see. Come along, Peterson. Barfoot will take you out. I know how she feels about missing her kid. I miss my two like crazy.
Yeah. Makes me glad I haven't got any to miss. Okay, ladies, smoko. I've got a bit of a proposition I want to put to you.
What a load of rubbish.
Ah, there you are, Lizzie.
Where else did I be?
Like to have a little chat with you.
Why not? I've got nothing else to do.
Well, if you're so bored, why don't you go and work in the laundry? You used to like that.
I'm all right. As all right as I can be in a place like this. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I know I'm not your parole officer anymore, but I am worried about you, Lizzie. Are you sure you're not holding anything back from the police?
Oh, God, not again. Look, I told him everything.
But that's not the full story, is it, Lizzie?
What do you reckon? I'm lying or something? Well, why should I do a thing like that?
You have done some silly things in the past. You can't deny it.
I'm an old woman, Mrs. Morris.
I don't know why people can't be more understanding. Being old doesn't give you the right to commit a crime.
Look, the cops have put me through my hoops enough without you doing it. I'm going for a walk in the garden. There might be a bit of peace and quiet out there.
Oh, the new roster's out yet?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, damn it! Damn it!
Judy, what's wrong?
Everything is in such a mess.
Here, let me help you.
I don't mean this, I just mean everything.
Not very well, are you?
I'm okay. I'm just upset about things, that's all.
Look, let's just take a moment out and sit down and talk about it. It's all right, Pam. Can you talk about it?
Well, part of it's Bea. She used to be so strong. What's wrong with her? It's terrible to see her like that.
Yes, I know. But I think you'll find that she'll be a lot better when she comes back from her treatment this afternoon.
How can something happen to someone like that?
Well, she is getting the best possible help. But you worrying about her is not going to do any good. Look, you said that was only part of your troubles. Can you talk about the rest?
Doesn't matter. Anyway, you said yourself there's no good worrying about things. What happens will happen. It doesn't do any good to think about it.
You're managing all right, then?
Of course I'm all right, Mother. I'm the model prisoner. Sweetness and light itself. Both to the authorities and the other prisoners. You needn't worry about me, Mother. I know how to handle people.
I hate to hear you being so cynical, Kate. You used to be such a sweet little girl. I don't know when you adopted this hard attitude.
You always thought I was so sweet simply because I knew how to handle you. If I'm cynical, it's your fault. It didn't take me long to learn that if I smiled prettily and I hugged you tightly enough, I could have almost anything I wanted.
That's a dreadful thing to say. Makes it sound as though you've gone through your whole life manipulating people.
One has to use what talent one possesses.
You had a great talent, Kate, as a doctor. Everyone admired you. I'll never understand how you got involved defrauding the government.
Because it was very lucrative. How many reasons do you want?
I still can't believe you actually killed a man.
I had to. He was going to report me. Poor Conrad. If only he could have seen things my way.
He loved you, Kate.
Not enough. He was a fool. Like the women in here are fools.
Anyway, we shouldn't be talking like this in front of Gerard. Do you know you've hardly spoken to him?
What's the point? He looks on you as his mother.
Well, is it any wonder? After all, I virtually brought him up.
Well, don't expect me to get maternal at this late stage. No point to it, is there? Not while I'm in here. I shall have to play the distraught mum to the hilt when I'm testifying.
Is that all he means to you? A chance of acquittal?
Well, at least it's something, isn't it? Up to now, he's only been a nuisance.
You're not only cynical, Kate, you're...
If I'm shocking you, Mother, perhaps you'd better go. And don't feel you have to visit me often. I mean, we really don't have very much to say to each other, do we? Goodbye, Gerard.
Thank you, Mrs. Barfield. Come in, Edwards. I hear you settled in very quickly.
Yeah, well, it's a nice place you've got here. In fact, I've decided to stay.
What was it you wanted to discuss with me?
B. Smith. We hear she's pretty crook.
Yes, that's true. I'm afraid there's very little that can be done for her at the moment other than the treatment she is already receiving.
Is that going to be enough?
Why do you want to know?
Listen, Mrs. Davidson, we're her friends. I know I haven't known her very long, but I like her. And Judy and Doreen and Lizzie are really worried. They're sort of like a family. Well, you know.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Dr. Kennedy feels that Smith's condition is so far advanced the dialysis treatment may not be adequate, so they're looking for a kidney donor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. B's name will be going on the end of a long list.
Yes, and I understand it's not easy to find the right kidney.
Well, like I said, the women in here are as good as family. I've talked to them, and they agree that they want the kidney search to start with them.
You mean the women in here are willing to donate a kidney?
Yeah, why not?
And the offer came of their own volition?
You mean, did I have to come the heavy with them? I just told them what the situation was and asked if they were willing. There were plenty of volunteers.
Well, I think that's wonderful. And I shall tell Dr. Kennedy about it.
Great. So, what do I tell the women?
Tell them that their offer will be seriously considered. And I know B. Smith will be very appreciative of the devotion and loyalty of her friends.
Yeah, well, she's done a lot for them. It's about time I did something for her.
Her shoes can't be easy to fill.
Oh, the fit's not too bad.
Hello, Lizzie. What sort of a day did you have?
Pretty bloody awful. Just wandering around. I saw you in the garden.
Oh, yes?
You with a woman and a little boy. Is he yours?
Yes, that's Gerard. I hated leaving him there.
Yeah, bloody hard, isn't it? Especially with children. I know how I used to feel when I used to see Josie go. She's my granddaughter, sort of.
Oh, yes?
I love kids, don't you?
Yes, yes, of course I do.
He's a very good-looking little bloke.
Yes, he takes after his father. He was very handsome.
You've had a rotten trot, haven't you? Losing your husband and ending up in here.
Yes, it hasn't been easy.
Yeah, being separated from your little kid. It's a lousy world. Shouldn't be allowed. Keeping a mother from a child.
For heaven's sake, Lizzie, do you have to go on about it?
Oh, if that's how you feel, I don't know how I'd bother.
Lizzie, look, I'm sorry. Please, don't go. It's just the strain of seeing Gerard for such a short while and then having to let him go so soon.
Yeah, I know. It's awful.
I really didn't mean to snap at you. It's just that I needed some time to pull myself together. I'm still upset.
I understand. I'll leave you on your lonesome for a while.
Thank you, Lizzie. You're very kind and understanding. Stupid old fool.
gave me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too. When morning comes around, last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too. When morning comes around.